evening, good evening, good evening. How are we doing today? How are we doing today? So we're back here with more Rogue Trader. My arm fucking hurts. Great start to the stream. So we got a ton of stuff that we actually haven't equipped. So that's like 519 damage or 430 damage, right? It's 120 or 100 damage. We're keeping the Audacity of Janus torpedo launcher. I think we're keeping that one. That one can go into cargo. We don't really need that one. I just equipped that one. Sunhammer. Wide Arch. So we're sacrificing long range. But we're keeping that one there because that one is interesting. 421 shots are free. Free there. Okay, no. Firing arc narrowed. I haven't looked at a lot of this. So torpedo tubes, macro cannons, we just have better. 84 damage, and we're doing 99 damage in 3 shots. Okay, we're adding that to cargo. Dorsal, Sunbreaker lands. Okay. Oh, we actually need to do this again, huh? $60 persuasion. Supreme Commander, you and you there. Master of Maneuvers. We're putting Ulfar on there, I guess. Warp Channeler. Yeah, that's not really a question. It's going to be her. Master Etherics Awareness. I guess I'm going there then. Okay. And we have that again. Okay. We are going to enter Footfall again. And we're probably going to see if we can speak to Ulfar, Cassia, Agatha, Jay. Yeah, let's go with this. We might no, we're replacing Jay and we're putting in Albert. I think. Because that means we have 3 melee character, we have 1 really heavy range, we have 2 range, and we have 1 that can repeat rounds. Yeah. So that means we have a fairly rounded thing going on. I'm actually I don't know if Albert is better at coercion than Jay, but yeah. I can actually look at that now. Oh, you haven't actually been with us since we leveled up, huh? Tough as steel, yeah. Ready to serve. An Imperial World character is affected by an ally's non-damaging ability. Okay, yeah, that just seems like good. While other 41 gain +2 and +2 resolve if no character. Do you actually have anything breakthrough? Okay. Coercion. Ready to serve, doing my part. The perfect timing, brace impact, get off. Allows the Navy officer to use any ranged weapon in a threatened area. Knocks enemies prone. Taunting opportunity. Covering bulwark. Which one is bulwark now again? Oh, that one. Tough as steel. Doing my part. Stronger together. The current party 5+ characteristic as was chosen of humanity's finest. I guess that works. Honestly, living shield, enemies suffer 10% penalty to their hit chance with ranged attack, including against a warrior for every enemy. Defensive maneuver, when the warrior takes damage, they gain every up to 3 times and resets after every successful dodge. When warrior uses single shot attacks or melee attacks against a target, the warrior gains toughness against the target made. Okay, clenched teeth. Interception. The next archetype ability cost. That sounds really good. So, you know what? We're going persuasion instead. You can see it here, oh, yeah. Coercion. Yeah, coercion instead then. No heresy. Vanguard. Covering bulwark. Deals. The maximum stacks of unyielding. Okay, yeah. Toughness or strength? Toughness, I think. Dueling Master. Yeah, I think you have over 95% parry. You are 1 parry
I
filled.
always have a backup plan.
Oh, Sita. Solitary functions initiate. Glory to House Valencius. The trade terminal Zeta 42 mu 33 mu, property of the Adeptus Mechanicus exploring currently ready to process incoming requests. State your request. Glory of the Omnissiah. How are you doing under the Insidia Shoda rules? Information request accepted. Accepted response found. Hear and heed. The unit rogue trader Insidia Bastal Shoda and the said unit's actions have no significant effect on operations of this explorator cognizance fleet's mission, since since the unit has no jurisdiction over Adeptus Mechanicus or any assets thereof. Glory to the Omnissiah. Who are you? Identification request accepted. Acceptable response found. Here and he, the unit's identifier is Trade Terminal Zeta 4233 Mu. Designed purpose: processing trade and information requests and offers made to Adeptus Mechanicus Cognizant Fleet. State your request. Glory to the Omnissiah. Show data slate. I have planets that will be of interest to your owners. Information exchange requested. Accepted. Accepted response found. Here the information supplied has been deemed norm conformant and is accepted. This unit is grateful to House Valencius for their cooperations. It will be rewarded in accordance with mutual aid encouragement. Subordinate. Glory to the Omnissiah. Okay. Where's Opticon 22? Opticon. Acceptable response. Here and he, the unit Logis Opticon 22 was instructed to leave the location Footfall and heed the strategic location Ephratus 2 in order to provide support to the Explorator Cognizant Fleet. After standard rites were performed on Trade Terminal Zeta 4233 Mu, it was deemed an adequate functional replacement and received the blessing to proceed processing requests at location Footfall. State your request, Glory on the side. Okay. I'd like to make a deal. Failed Fred's request. Were you seeking to access the trading interface? Requesting access to the trading interface. Oh, we can get the deadly repeater. We're getting that. We can get a power axe as well. Force field emitter, run and gun. The wearer gains 15% cover efficiency for 1 round. Don't mind if I do. An arc rifle. Don't mind if I do. The wearer gains an additional 1+ AP for each consecutive run that they never spend. Stacks up to 5 times. Sounds good. Stun grenades. User gain chorus/temporary wounds from combat stims. The first use of any combat stim per turn -1 AP or cost 0 AP. Okay. Martyr's Penance. Fortress World, Tempestus Carapace, Deflective, Toughness. That looks like a good one. Oh, Master Pattern. Master Pattern Power Axe. Holy Power Armor. The wearer suffered damage more than equal to... Okay, that's more Astartes armor. The wearer's single attacks on opening deals additional 20% damage. 20% of the target's maximum damage in wound. What? Oh. The wearer's deadly shot on an opening deals additional 30% damage. That's really good. New Power Hammer. Annihilator, Astartes Bolter. Ghost Helmet. The wearer uses willpower for dodge test instead of agility. Whenever the wearer dodges an attack, they gain 1 psi rating until the end of their next turn. The wielder gains 3 charges of a hollow field at the start of combat. Whenever the wielder suffers damage, 1 charge of hollow field is removed to prevent this damage. If there's no charges left, damage isn't prevented. The wielder becomes staggered until the end of combat. Oh, that one looks really cool though. Ender Flow. The wearer's first attack during the first rank costs 0 combat. Okay. The wearer always auto-dodges the first hit for each attacker on the battlefield. Battle Simulator. Mars Patent Astartes Flamer. Resonance Grenade. Tech use armor. -2 to reload. Okay. The wearer of these boons gain and reroll failed dodge tests. Omnus as Holy. The user gained 20 plus tech use and 20 plus logic. They also gain failed tech use on logic tests once per test. Okay. I sadly have nothing to trade to you. Miscellanea, it doesn't count for anything. Okay, yeah. Okay.
I always keep my options open.
Okay. There's a chest here? Oh, there was a chest there. Immune to burning. Okay, that's actually a fairly good one.
Is there money to be made?
That's actually a really good one, honestly. Reverend Herminius is bowed in prayer. His brow is furrowed and on his eyes are filled with grief as he does not attempt to hide. Greetings, young Valencius. Young Von Valencius, I am offering my prayers to the Emperor for the souls that were robbed of a chance to serve him for a little while longer. All that consoles me is knowing that the final moments were those of anguish and thus sublimation. What brings you to me? Let's see you. We actually have, we have 300 here we can actually sell for. 300 reputation, but it's really nothing that's going to make a difference.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
Let's head back here and see if we can find anything. I want to just explore a bit, see if we have anything here that actually are interesting.
I always have a backup plan.
Is this area boarded off as well? Okay, fair enough.
Always keep your eye on the prize. Is there money to be made?
Judging by their injuries, the aristocrats were subjugated to their long, hard beating.
Keep your wits about you.
But are presently close to outsiders. Okay. That was one of the main things we kind of wanted to know. Because that means we can leave this place and maybe get a warp, maybe get a call to go back here or something like that. But it means that nothing is really... Everything is kind of shut off for us right now.
Let us not dawdle.
It actually has a black and white color scheme. That's actually kind of surprising, honestly. Okay. Already explored. Yep. Nothing of interest. We can't enter that. And look, it's sealed off. Okay. So the big question I have right now is where to go. I think we're going to Dragonus. Lord Captain, another mentioned, our enforcers have arrested a dangerous saboteur who attempted to gain entry onto the bridge. The incident may be worthy of your attention. You see, both the saboteur and the circumstances of his capture are rather strange. You can tell if we sound baffled or worried. I think it would be reasonable for Magos Pascal to take a look at him as well. What is so unusual about the saboteur and the way he was captured? The thing is, Lord Captain, the saboteur is definitely a tech priest. He found his way aboard the ship and penetrated all security systems with staggering ease. Both his ability to communicate with machine spirits and the combat potential of his augments are extraordinary. Nevertheless, the enforcers managed to capture him. During the arrest, he offered no resistance at all. Instead, he asked for an audience with the great machine spirit. He realized that the enforcers had no idea what he was talking about. He asked to meet with you I considered it necessary to appraise you of the situation. The infiltration of the rogue trader ship operated by authorized industry cast doubt on my tech comrade's stability. If he is indeed my tech comrade, that is. Regardless, I request permission to communicate with the captive. Very well, I will speak with him. Understood, Lord Captain. The saboteur will be brought to you. Okay. What kind of... So he's presumably talking about Nomos. Nomos as in the machine spirit of the ship. Or is it of the... Might actually be of the trade trade certificate. The group of servitors whose movements are suspiciously well synchronized stares at the towering prisoner. You do not need to hear them speak to recognize Nomos, who has been seen fit to attend an interrogation. The captured man, if he can be called, that looked positively gigantic next to the enforcers at his side. Deadly looking metal gleams dimly beneath his faded crimson robes. With his hands are folded obediently and his mechadendrites are perfectly still. I greet the master of this vessel cathedral and offer my humble apologies for this unbidden intrusion. I apologize to you as well, brother. The interloper inclines his head in direction of frowning Pascal. Asclepius? Alekilipus? The prisoner turns slightly and looks straight at Nomos, observing the servitor. And of course, I must beg forgiveness from you, the Great Spirit. It was not my intention to desecrate your temple. I honor the fraternity of the Omnissiah's servant. It pains me to see you trespassing on board like a thief instead of arriving as a guest. Before I accept your apologies, tell me who you are and why you infiltrated my ship. Your apology is accepted. For your promptly admission of guilt, I will allow you to choose the method of your execution. That seems like no. I think we're going either 1 or 2. And honestly, I want to go 2. I mean, I honor the fraternity of the Omnissiah's servant. It pains me to see you trespassing on board like a thief instead of arriving at us as a guest. Giant's shoulders swiftly shift slightly. For that I apologize as well. I did not expect to find their understanding amid the sarcophagus of ignorance that abounds within the laity. And even many of my brethren. For this reason I choose to carry out my missions in secret and without seeking your permission. My name, if it matters, is Asclepius, formerly Computator General of the Cognizant Fleet, now Liber Recluse, with the status of Malatek. Malatecs are exiles whose ideas have not crossed the line of heresy yet. Have come close to it. They are removed from the fleet structure to give them a chance to see the folly of the ways, preventing sedition from spreading. Pascal's voice sounded unusually alarmed. All of that is trivial. My past is nothing but a set of archived data. My lost status is a part replacement string in the long chronicle of the Cognis fleet. I have come not as the priesthood's messenger, but a faithful discipline of the most holy Amaranth. My brother once served as an engineer prime on this ship. Gestures around him brevidly. He was an adherent of the school of discontinuing the cycle as I am. It has spread that far. Pascal discerns from his tone. I know that for my brothers perished, but before he did, he sent me a message that told a journey embarked upon by Theodora von Valancius, a journey through the dimensional gate, an artifact of more ancient than humanity itself, and toward worlds unknown. The blessed Amaranth was with her. There, upon the dark worlds, he witnessed a great miracle, the birth of a machine spirit incapable of incapable might. My brother believed that this spirit then fell a slumber within the ship like a child in a cradle, not responding to lowly pleas. That was the purpose of my pilgrimage, to reach the ship where my brother died, and the ship upon whose decks are blessed by Amaranth had walked, and prostrate myself before the Great Spirit. Okay, what are we going on here? Like, Amaranth traveled on the ship? Yes, he did. My brother's words on this were clear. Years ago, Amaranth was part of the rogue traders Theodora's inner circle before their ways parted. Tell me about Theodora's journeys. My knowledge is scarce. My brother suspected that his memories, along with the memory of all who might know the detail, have been purposely modified. He saw it as a sign that the journey had revealed a great truth, and there were those who did not wish to see that truth brought to light. All that he conveyed to me was that Theodora had reached the worlds unlike any the people of the Chronic Expanse had ever seen. There she unearthed the great treasures of technology, one that Amaranth had the privilege of experience. What do you know about the Great Spirit? It is a great miracle. The omniscience breath meant to help us discontinue the cycle. It was born of a treasure that Amaranth and Theodora discovered upon the Dark Worlds. Yet even being so glorious needed attendance and guide. And as long as the Cognis fleet is racked up by schism, and my brothers and sisters suffer defeat without end, there is no aid to Spirit. That is why I came here. Does the name Nomos mean anything to you? Nothing. He has not come here to know of us yet. He will if you let him. We know. We sense that his words are about us. That the story he told us is our story. You are strong, yet you let yourself get caught. It took a vow that I would never inflict physical harm upon a layperson. The Omnicide granted us power of the true flesh for a purpose other than damaging the frail and blind creatures that all who haven't yet tasted his knowledge. I made my decision regarding your fate. Whatever it is, I will accept it. As will I, and yet I plead that my brother be shown leniency. His story instills thoughts. We ask you keep him for us. No the servitors speak up suddenly in the faintest whisper. We're going, Iconoclast. Your actions have caused no harm, and so I shall not harm you. You're free. You may stay on the ship if you choose. Garen Shadowbell Bane to attention. Once per battle, the rogue trader may choose an ally. The target ally may immediately use heroic act without spending momentum. Does not applicate allies whose heroic act is on cooldown. We are now a fanatic. Okay, so we were one decision away from getting fanatic. That was a bit. Normal servitor turns their head to you and nods all at once in what can be interpreted as an expression of gratitude. Okay. Pet Beauty. Then let's see what we have here. Seems to take root in Albert during his imprisonment on Komora. Has abated. His hair has regained its color, and his muscles have built back their strength and tone. Do the epithet, incident, or Tekbolite mean anything to you? They are connected to Theodora somehow.
No, definitely not. No, I don't recall anything like that.
For a moment, Albert goes blank as he has turned his attention inward. Then he blinks twice. How are you feeling? Have the healers done their job?
Indeed they have, Lord Captain. The rejuvenating procedures have turned the clock back once more. Just don't ask me how many needles our chirurgeons had to stick in me to make it happen. But I am recovered from the ills of old age. Well, most of them. One cannot evade death forever. Every time I come to the brink, it takes another bite out of me.
Yep. I'd like to know more about my Seneschal.
As you wish, Lord Captain. What would you like to know?
Tell me about yourself, what you were before you became Theodora's Seneschal.
I used to be an officer in the Navis Imperialis. No, the used to be is not quite right. It was not simply a job. It was my calling, the essence of my life. I was proud to serve Lord Captain Theodora, but in my heart and mind, I'm still an officer of the Imperium. I met Lord Captain Theodora on a mission where the Imperial Navy was providing reinforcement to the rogue traders' army on one of the frontier worlds. Our acquaintance was not easy. Working with people outside the Navy hierarchy has never been my strong suit. It was to my great surprise then, that after the mission's completion, I received a referral to leave my service in the Navy and join the rogue traders' personal council. It was a difficult choice for me. But I saw in the offer a chance to serve the interests of humanity even more effectively than in the Navis Imperialis. You do not need me to tell you just how remarkable a person Lord Captain Theodora was. I recognized her at once as a true leader and formidable creative force. One who had built a protectorate amidst the dangers and wildness of the Expanse.
Leaving the Navy is far from easy. Why were you permitted to quit your post?
You could say there was no one among the naval command who was willing to impede the wishes of the rogue trader. To do so would be to risk their own position and their relationship with Theodora. The Lord Captain possessed certain contacts in the Imperial Navy. Contacts which she used to request help during the conflict on the border world. And which enabled her to make me an offer that resulted in my joining her retinue.
Okay, yeah. No, I do not.
The Navis Imperialis is an ancient institution with its own mandates and muster lists. On occasion, in the heat of an official briefing, or an informal discussion, I violated those rules, determined to press my point. It is challenging to choose the words to accurately express my opinion on a situation or the actions of others that do not sound overly scathing or confrontational. Many in command were inclined to view my manner of speaking as unbefitting a person of my rank.
The way you talk about Theodora, I'm beginning to think you're in love with her.
What? Lord Captain, any allegations of improper feelings or unsanctioned relations are utterly baseless and bordering on the insulting. Utterly baseless.
Do you have a family? I know I have.
I am a father of 4, and if my information is not outdated, a grandfather of 11. My family lives on Dargonus. None of my children express any eagerness or aptitude for serving aboard ship, and I would hardly have insisted that they follow in my footsteps. Of course.
Take my leave
Lord
until next time. Hello, Drex. Where do we actually have her? We have gathered a fair amount of companions now. We're up to 9 companions. I want to talk to Pascal Abel?
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
I want to know the truth about you.
The request is approved. I did conceal certain information. I was a student of Archmagus Amanat, but I committed an act of betrayal after he deviated from sacred dogma.
What did Amanat do?
He fell into schism and challenged the sacred boundaries of knowledge. The blessed Amanat claimed the limits of what is permitted must be expanded, because by refusing to explore certain law, we find ourselves in contempt of the 7th universal law. Comprehension is the key to all things. My mentor put forth a thesis claiming that we have stagnated, that ritual is now nothing but a cage for souls and false worship of the Omnissiah. He sought to break the cycle of mindless repetition because he saw the inevitable demise of our faith and all humanity at the end of it.
Certain aspects of the Imperium have indeed ossified. His argument sounds reasonable.
This statement is false. My mentor's words sound like heresy. Limits were established because it is dangerous to venture beyond. Each step past them could lead to a bloody slaughter, but the blessed Amanat was not afraid.
How did you the practicing Abel, who is he? How did you betray Amanat?
The teachings of the blessed Amanat spread, and word of it reached the conclave of the Cognizance fleet. They recognized his teachings as tech heresy. Many tech priests suddenly vanished or were subjected to servo penance for minor transgressions. The students of Amanat, whose number included many enlightened and respected brothers, resisted. My prognosis showed that our most likely future was a schism and a fratricidal war, that would destroy the Cognizance fleet. That was when I headed to the Conclave. I confessed, then handed the information about my mentor's research over to the Conclave. Brazen, anathematic studies of the Forbidden Law. The Conclave could use that data to summon Archmagos Amonat to stand trial and compel him to repent on pain of excommunicate Traitoris. His subsequent fate is unknown to me.
You acted as a loyal son of the Imperium should. So you betrayed your mentor.
This statement is true. However, I took this step out of loyalty to my mentor. He rejected caution and was leading us to a blasphemous war where he would become the first and most important victim. I did not want to witness his destruction and tried to force him to submit. I wanted to return to my mentor and share his fate, but the Conclave found me repentant and sent me to the station Alter Templum Calixis EXT-17, where I was to atone for my previous transgressions.
You're as good as finding excuses as you are at technology. You acted as a loyal son of the Imperium should. Yeah.
I pray that the Omnissiah grants us wisdom to overcome the dialectic differences that divide us.
So, why did you go to Rykard Minoris?
I was summoned there by a message that was encrypted with the Blessed Amonat's personal code, and could it be interpreted in several ways. One thing was certain: we were in danger, and I had to go to Rykard Minoris.
The tech priest Abel, who is he?
Assessing his personality is difficult. The spirit of Brother Abel is different from that of most people. Tech comrades of the Cog call such persons quiet ones. He possesses significant intellect, but shuns communication. So far, I have not been able to determine why Abel summoned me to Rykard Minoris, how he is related to the Blessed Amonat, or why he bears the same name as me. Perhaps Reverend Abel may not be fully able to actualize and interpret the available data.
What are you going to do next?
I was wrong when I assumed it was the Blessed Archmagos Amonat who assumed the guise of Abel Haneman. But there is a connection between him and the Reverend Abel, and I intend to uncover the nature of this link.
I have no more questions.
Acknowledged. I will return to ruminating on the search for the Blessed Amonat.
I must take my leave.
May your labors be effective and fruitful.
The person you saved from the Electropriest Monastery, the servants of the Omnissiah who call himself Abel Human, is staring intently at the Incognitor's vid screen of wires connected with sacred computing machines to augments. Inside the prayerfully bowed his head and murmurings of servitor. Abel looks up at you after a lengthy silence. He looks away and says stifling, "The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all." "How are you feeling, Abel?" Stares intently at the feet for a while and then says in a halting manner, "The running of binary protocols was bogged down and dissolved in false command. The filter has separated the correct signals from the incorrect. The running has been restored to its swiftness." Tech brother Abel. Pascal speaks softly as though trying to match the influxes of Abel's voice. Tech brother Abel has passed the diagnostics. The pernicious influence of sacrilegious procedure has been completely eliminated. Statistically, most survivors of schismatical infestations are left to serve cognitive impaired. However, Tech brother Abel's mind, being of a lesser typical nature, has not been damaged to so great a degree. Gaze into Abel's eyes. Tech brother Abel, you are free from possession, are you not? I trust that you pose no threat to my ship. Abel's voice quivered and his eyes dart around, desperately avoiding eye contact. What was flawed has since been purged, but the shadows of Hunt lingers. The cog is dismounted, and judgment has been made. In the absence of judgment, threat remains. Who will make the judgment? I will. Pascal's Macadendride on Abel's shoulder and repeats, his voice heavy like a wheel thread crushing the dirt underneath. I will make judgment that will avert the threat. His gaze falls upon you. There is no need to frighten him. What troubled him so? I assume at first this was caution by the shock inflicted upon his system by the schismatal attack, but Tech Brother's words are a sign of deeper reason for his unease. He foresees something that threatens both him and all those around him, and thus I stand ready to face that threat. What judgment do you two speak of? He only knows, but if my Tech brother fears that he might not make the right decision at a critical moment, then I will do it for him. Why are you so concerned about him? He is not the one you were hoping to find. You care for him as he truly were your younger brother. Pascal's rasp a tired laugh. Tech brother Abel is harmonious, and harmony is beauty. It is a strange an urge to protect beauty from the horrors of the grotesque. Why are you so concerned about him? He is not the one you were hoping to find. Answer is unknown. I am registering kinship between both our identifiers, and one that is more profound. Archmagus Amanat left an imprint on all his students. It may be then that I see some of my mentor in the Tech brother Abel, and so my spirit rejoices and strives to keep him from harm. Pointed cogitated. What are you working on? We catch the souls of light in the solar wind. We look for footsteps the Omnissiah left when he walked the desert. This is the omnoromantic computation procedures. The depersonalization minds of the machine servants are in the data dream, processing enormous arrays of assorted data and aggregating them virtually as a result of this synthesis are scrap data, but occasionally we note coincidences whose exactness defies logic. It is an extremely rare, venerated form of statistical augury, but Tech brother Abel is adept at this form of appealing to the Deus Machinus. like, you know, take a look at the vid screen to check if anything's unusual. Look for logical connections within the data. Most of the runes are devoid of any meaning, but you notice a few among them that combine into formulate computational graphs. Abel peers at you inquisitively, then he shifts his gaze to the vid screen, and you could swear that a smile lights up in his face under his respiratory arguments. A crystal is exquisite in clear water. Deviant from the cycle of trajectory has been increased. As Amaranth's wish, Abel lowers his head and his Vox synthesizer broadcasts a binary hymn you do not recall having heard before. Its sound is full of vibrant energy, and its precise rhythm is nothing short of pleasuring to the ears, a rare thing for the language of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Pascal explains with an typical air of pride. Tech Brother Arable has dedicated a lesser area to you. The piece is distinguished by high degree of acoustic harmony, and it's fit for use as a motto, auxiliary identifier, epitaph. About Abel, I thank you for your generous gift. The gift is disproportionate, but it does signify a personal affinity. My interests inspect the sacred machine. The hair has been removed from every servitor's head. Their bulky cerebral augments cover their skulls like helmets. The faces of the commentator's servants are blank. Their eyes are closed. Their lips are incessantly whispering what sounds like gibberish. Hundreds of lines of symbol contained information scroll down the commentator's vid screen. Able human peers at it with vocarious interest, in a sharp contrast to its usual placidity. Why do you do this? It is how we execute the quest for knowledge, in hope that the machine's God grants us epiphany, so that we can discern the logical connections in mass of absurd data, which will propel our comprehension forward. Abel goes back to intently watching the calculations, his eye aligned with curiosity. Did you hear what Abel said? It seems we have contributed Amaranth's design and deviated from the sacred. What does he mean by that for you? Low guttural sound rises from the depths of Pascal's Vox synth, as though the planet tectonic planes are shifting and crushing each other. The almighty rumble brings forth, we follow the path charted by a great mind, but that path leads to dark places. The cycle has been advantage predictability. Abandoning it will plunge the collective into perilous space of an uncertainty, which is inevitable lead to disaster and the risk of universal annihilation. The doctrine of discontinuing the cycle may herald a good thing to come, or it may be a death sentence. Only the Omniscient knows all and comprehends all. All others are mere prophets who interpret his wisdom as far as their own comprehension permits. Is that not a promise promise of every heresy. Let's renounce our path, distort our doctrine, and head towards what looks like a better future, but actually also has danger and grief in store for us. As flawed as the status quo, it helps us survive the past 10 millennia, therefore it's effective. Better to die fighting against Shane than rot alive. Disaster is just another word for a new opportunity. Not missing it is what it's all about. I'm no prophet. I will not presume to make pronouncements on the future. As flawed as the status quo, it has helped us survive for the past 10 minutes, therefore it's effective. Better to die fighting against change than to rot alive. You know what? Disaster is just another word for opportunity. Not missing it is what it's all about. Statement is true. A crisis motivated a system towards growth and elaboration. And the more unbearable test, the more earnest will the mind's appeal to the omniscience wisdom, and the more stable response. The tone, thundering profoundly, drains from Pascal's voice, giving way his familiar semblance. Why do you and Pascal have the same name? Abel freezes from evoxing. Barely audible through the static comes words. The naming of the names is not an index to text. The naming of the names is the text. Abel answered can be enigmatic. His mind works differently from ours. He thinks in harmonic imagery and notices the symmetries and proportional relations in the worlds around him. Poetry would be the closest analogy on how he perceives the interaction with reality. Soften your tone, Abel. Okay. Could you please explain what you mean? Abel relaxes, his gaze drifts to the side. There's a silence. Are you overthinking it? It doesn't matter why your names are the same. What matters is that they are the same. It doesn't matter why they are the same. What matters is they are the same. Is that what you mean? Abel looks sideways at you, and one's transfixed stutter is gone. At this point in time, the cycle has been broken, reshaped into a rising spiral, as Amaran envisioned. Hearing his mentor's name, Pascal lets out a raspy static fit. They are connected. My hypothesis, regardless of Abel's connection to a blessed Amaranat, has been confirmed. He immediately looks away as he lost all interest in you, but his voice crackles, barely audible. I'm glad to see you. Okay.
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulating conversations.
Tell me about yourself.
I am a part of House Orselio, an ancient dynasty of the Navis nobility. Since time immemorial, our family has served to advance knowledge, pushing at the boundaries of the dark unknown. The Starway Atlas contains 2,843 routes that chart the sectors of the Segmentum Obscurus and reach all the way from the Coronis Expanse to Holy Terra.
Listen in silence.
And uniting the Imperium's thousands of worlds. House Orselio is bound by commercial pacts to houses Galiatis, Ortina, Drotus, and... There is a dark blue knot tightening on your neck, Lord Captain. I can see my reply is not satisfying your thirst for knowledge. What is it you desire to hear exactly?
Allow me to ask you a few personal questions.
You have my permission, Lord Captain.
So you never lived anywhere other than Urak 5?
Hardly. According to the chronicles of the house, I was born on one of the Orselio worlds. Oh, what was it? Please forgive me, Lord Captain. My childhood memories are too vague. Sometimes I dream about the colorful birds that built their nests in the garden, or the servants dressed in purple livery, or the blue fog that rolled over the lowlands behind the palace. But everything is covered in a rosy haze. Perhaps it is my imagination, not my memory, that is painting these pictures.
Tell me about the life on the station.
My stay on the station was wholly dedicated to preparing me for my future duty. Astromancy, astrography, numerology, the histories of my house and the Imperium, as well as other disciplines. For many years, dozens of instructors tirelessly prepared me for my destiny. And once a year, Great Regent Alronto would come to the station. He would entrust his beautiful vessel to my command, so that I could master the practical aspects of our art as well.
Okay. Did you have any friends, someone you could turn to simple conversation, not discussing another lecture?
The Regent gave me a bird from a sunlit planet once. I tried to befriend it and make it sing, but for some reason, it refused, and died soon after. The instructors were too respectful of my duty to my house to waste precious time on idle chatter. Aside from them, there were only servants on the station, and you know they have their vocal cords removed, so they cannot break their vow of silence. And since the subject has been breached, Lord Captain, why do you not follow this honored tradition? Your decks are so garish. Apologies, I meant noisy. The rabble don't just chatter. Sometimes they shout and even sing. Why do you allow such a lack of restraint? Rogue traders are highborn, are they not?
You have a point. It's about time we made the decks clear. I will have the lower ranks stripped of the alcohol. A ruler cannot maim the people just because it is his power to do so. On the contrary, it's the duty of the ruler to look after his subjects. It may be difficult to believe, but practicing of deprivating of the servants' rights is not particularly widespread in outside house. Yeah, we're going with that. A ruler cannot maim the people just because it is in his power to do so. On the contrary, it's the duty of the ruler to look after his subjects.
Your words sound amazingly blasphemous. If a ruler's duty dictates the need for violence, would dispensing it not be their responsibility? I will contemplate your answer in solitude.
Why don't we talk about something else?
You will hear no objection from me, Lord Captain.
Tell me about House Orselio.
As the only voice of our family on this vessel, it is an honor. As long as your questions are courteous, I will answer every one of them.
I take it House has a rich history?
Oh, yes. The navigators of the house came to the Coronis Expanse fairly recently, a mere 208 years ago. Before that, our ancestors expanded the borders of humankind's dominion for the glory of the Emperor, blazing trails to different corners of the galaxy.
Who rules the house?
Just as a rogue trader stands at the head of a protectorate, a Novator heads a navigator house. It is the Novator who decides where to look for alliances and which path their bloodline is destined to tread. As for our house, the transfer of power to a successor is currently underway. In the meantime, Great Regent Auronto Orselio is ensuring the stability of the house.
He lived in seclusion on a closed station until Felek committed his sabotage. So then, you must be the next Novator successor.
So says Regent Auronto. Nothing is decided yet. Some people in the house become enshrouded in rolling grey clouds at the thought of me becoming the Novator. But even more are bound with dull leaden chains. They think I am not ready for such a burden.
Is House Aurelio prophecy system prophecy system named after your ancestors?
You are shrewd indeed. My ancestor charted that route while fleeing the enemies of humanity. They say the Emperor himself was his guide, because the warp expelled their vessel without a single loss. Unfortunately, the lips of those who relate this tale seep with disgusting green hubris. I think Colleen Orselio was simply a skilled navigator.
With your permission, I would like to talk about something else.
By all means. I have enjoyed your company. Thank you for the conversation.
Okay, so I have a question now. Inspector people for profit factor for people, profit factor for 5 times adamantium, no. People for promethium and chemicals, no. Promethium and 1 person for security and efficiency in all colonies. Void beacons. That sounds like a no-brainer. Provisions for 5 times promethium. Don't mind if I do. Shane's plasteel and we get 5 times people. Yeah, sounds good. Airs, we get profit factor, but we get more phlogism. Lose profit factor. Yeah. Profit factor for Xenotech. Yeah. Xenotech for weapons. We only have weapons. Chemicals for plasteel. Weapons for provisions. Okay. $69. More adamantium. No. 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 I bring woeful news, Lorenus. Prelate Hector of the Ordiners of the Hammer has passed away. During the purge conducted by the righteous of the Fallstone, a den of subhuman deviants was uncovered. The prelate personally led the purge, sustained grievous wounds, and died on the next planetary turn. On his deathbed, he was granted a vision of Saint Cognitus was reincarnated in a body made from the saint's holy relics. The Order's elder believe that this is a sign that Saint Cognitus relics currently stored in the planets throughout the expanse must be brought together. The Order is preparing for elect a new prelate under whose guide it will undertake this holy mission. The majority of the votes are divided between Prioress Loginia, well known for her fever, and the merciful Callier Tychon. The minority of the Order sees Omicron Nigomus, a humble and reasonable man, as their prelate. Does Prelate Hectarius' death not strike you as odd? I'm afraid it does not. Esteemed Herodicus began his service as battle missionary and has long grown weary of peaceful life befitting of a man of his status. There is nothing strange about his wounds. He could have recovered from such injury 30 years ago, but not now. How does the Order intend to carry out Saint Cognitus' mission? The Conclave aims to procure all relics that once belonged to Saint Cognitus, and all can possibly be procured. Giving them to the saint is a legendary figure. Many items in the Chronos Expanse has allegedly connections to him. However, it seems unlikely that any of the relics' owners will be eager to part with them. The answer of the question on how the Order of the Hammer is going to retrieve them depends on the identity of the next prelate. I wish to know more about the candidates. Prioress Lunginal was converted by Hectarius on one of the heathen worlds. She then served as his bodyguard for many years and eventually became the protectorate of the Order's reliquary and the leader of its military branch. As for Brother Tychon, he is an aristocrat by birth. He had excellent education and could have lived in luxury had he not renounced secular life for the sake of ascetic vows. Thoughtful, well-read, and most importantly, genuinely merciful. A few things can be said about Okemonokos Nigmus. He have never been famous for his prowess in battle or his sermons, but the monastery has never wanted for anything on his watch. He is most reasonable and unobtrusive individual. Influential Sherrod. At the start of each battle, the rogue trader probably gain 10 momentum. What will my companion say? I have symphony for Prioress Liguna. Let her meet the Reverend Harmonius on footfall. Should he accept her as a worthy leader, we ought to support her. A careful and sensible Okonymous sounds like a safer bet to be more than fanatic and clever, or cleverest fanatic, or a clever aristocrat. The voice says that he has a few planetary secrets, and knowledge of those secrets guarantees us his loyalty. Brother Tychon, he and I have met back when he was called Tychon Drivestem. He wasn't a monk back then. He was a grandson of the heir of urban governor of Dragonos. An honorable young man with a spark in his eye. His ascension would mean much to the Drivestem. $5,000 reputation. So here comes the kicker. I like Idris, the smart and more guided person. He isn't a fanatical, he isn't an aristocrat that goes after the role. He is genuinely just a person who is smart and calm. The rewards for it is really good. So we're going with him. 10 plus it's just genuinely good. Profit factor. Voices will tell me where to look. Profit factor. Okay. Brother Nigmus has been chosen as prelate of the Order of the Hammer. His careful policy is far from oriented towards satisfying the rogue traded and successfully collecting. Far more oriented towards satisfying the rogue traded and successfully collecting St. Cognitus relics. Idris investigation uncovered no egregious crimes in Nigmia's path, but it did reveal a few minor but less virtuous faults. The new prelate will agree to do anything to keep his secrets hidden. +1 profit factor. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. That means we are now here. And the question is, are we going this plus the free security for all colonies, or are we in Dorus's footsteps? Because that looks like something that would be really fun to have. Extra willpower bonus against heretics. Yes, we can't get this because this thing was, yeah, we gain us free security. Okay. Dragonus, 10 security. Viebus, 4 security. Kiva Gamma. Okay, Lord Captain, a strange anomaly has been detected on Kiva Gamma. A series of orders defined as Producer 0C forced itself into the production algorithm, and the service of the Omnicide defines its execution status as most sacred, and therefore following its instructions impeccably. In just one cycle, cameras were erected in all of the manufactorums, connected by the computing channels on the cognitors. They make a pattern similar to those applied to digital cells on the machine spirit. The 0C procedure commands Magi with an above average psi receptive index to enter the cell. The tech priests who took their seats in the cell fall into a blissful data dream where they listen to binary hymns very similar to those that periodically whirred from the warp vox on Cubus Delphim. The performance on the Manufactorans has dropped. Many of the machine gun servants have abandoned their post and are pleading for privilege of fulfilling Procedure 00, but the enforcers have taken custody of the cells and wards that volunteered away from them. What do we know about this procedure? Could it be part of Delphin's legacy? We cannot trace the source of that signal, activated it, the source of the signal that activated it, or figure out what it means. The tech priests opposed the idea of researching the procedure as it violates the sacrament. Supposedly the minds of the Magos immersed in the cells are involved in some grand scale computation. The servants of the Omnissiah have tested the cogitation network 7 times with purifying algorithm of varying degrees of severity, proclaiming it clean. Okay, run the procedure. -1 efficiency. Armor of refraction, deflection against human enemies. Carapace grants the wearer +1 deflection. The turn if the wearer has moved his Secrets of the Ancient Cybersmiths. All allies more energy weapon and machine damage. Okay. All allies deal 10% more damage to part machine, and Necron creature. That's hinting we have Necrons in the game. Interesting. Even the Omniscience Metal Spirit do not dare to force their will upon the rogue trader. Take all Magos out of their cell and destroy them immediately. Research this procedure. We have to know what we're dealing with. Perhaps my advisors have a few words to share. These things need to be filled with high psi sensitive tech priests. Okay, but why use our servants? Look into remote station and outposts for those who were banished into the wilderness as unfit, and you shall find 3 times as many more suitable candidates in the Manufactorums. Psi receptive rarely goes hand in hand with high rationality, and such tech priests often end their careers in the wilderness. Are they singing? It's surprising that your race was able to achieve such harmonious form of interaction with man-made tools. My kinsmen use psychoacoustic harmonics to guide our creation. I'm not a bone singer myself, but I might be able to tell your servants of a certain principle regarding how the universe sounds. Finding this sacrilegious suggests the breach of Data Unity Protocol. A signal seemingly from nowhere has the highest execution priority, a perfect weapon for capturing the planet. It should be anaphized, and I'm ready to summon the Carda of competent Scorsist from the Inquisition. Okay, Yulet, Idra. We actually have Hendrix as well. Abolish of procedure. Okay. Hendrix, I will be grateful. Armament. It still loses a profit factor. Oh, it loses a profit factor. Secrets of the Cybersmith. All allies gain 10 plus Xenolore and 5 plus dodge chance against Xenos. Okay, that's actually really interesting. I don't like this. All hints is pointing at that it is Stelfim. So we're going with this. Abolish the procedure 0. It's not the best one, but it's the most thematic one in my opinion. I'm familiar with the gifts of the Omnissiah and have prepared several specialists of the Lord Inquisitor. There will not be any problems. The execution of the poorly understood procedure 07 was forbidden in their efforts to root out its directive and remove the Magi from the chambers. The rogue trader servants faced resistance resulting in bloodshed and death. However, the Scourgist of the Inquisition who arrived on the planet temper their anger of the Omnissiah servant by confirming legitimacy of the Lord Captain's actions. Okay. Efficiency for all. Okay. 9 plus weapons, profit factor, mechanism, orbital, Imperial Navy, 5 plus profit factor. Yeah, we're executing that. 5 security, 4 security, 10 security, 3 security, 8 security. Janus needs a security building is what I'm seeing here. 3, okay, so melee, okay, so it's all characters in the party. Replenishes culture, the user gain plus and immediately resets cooldown of all attacks, attack ability. At the start of the user's turn, get 1 plus staggered. 4 plus security. 4 plus security. Adamantine. What does this need? Chemicals. We have a ton of chemicals though. People. Not that much in people, but I genuinely think that this might actually be a better option for us. Because then we can make stuff like payment in organs. Oh my fucking god. I just read what that is. Profit factor. Meltdown plasma weapons. That looks like that's okay, so we are going for something simple. I think we're going with this one here. Forest Fortress, 4 plus and a melee weapon. Could go with mechanized servants as well. That's actually cheaper for us. How is the sword? Yeah, the sword isn't great. Okay, yeah, we're going this one. do we have here then? Okay. Holy Prophet. Profit factor plus people. Praising profit factor actually costs a bit. Complacency, efficiency, but costs a fair bit of a few things. Call to arms. Security for all colonies. 9+. Rogue Trader gains 3+ times Iconoclast rank fellowship. Means we'll lose efficiency and we'll lose security. Okay, that's not great. Imperial Navy, security for all colonies, but we need 37,000 reputation in it. Okay. Minus profit factor. The Rogue Trader has received some of the best munitions and supplies. +2 plating to all sectors. I think this is something we want to go after. Complacency. They're all really high here, so going for that wouldn't be like a bad thing, honestly. Efficiency, cost people. That would also be just purely for people. Profit factor. Profit factor. There we have it. Yeah, it's not too bad. Adoption of the Charter of Scandalous Decision, allowing elect commoners who rule alongside hundreds of aristocrats. Yeah. Pissing off people, that is what I'm good at, it seems. Bloodsport, Earthbreaker. Earthbreaker at Plasteel and Adamantium. Profit factor, Pure Blood. Rogue Trader may grant convicts the right to buy with the labor freedom of their children born in captivity. Eviscerate a chainsword. Need fucking 55,000 reputation with them. Okay. Security. 5. Get a ton of that though. Mechanisms. Yeah, let's go Dan. You're already working on something great. It's you now. And we're going for... I think we're going for this one. Oh my god, that costs a lot. 9 people. Rotating and their ally gain against demons. 9 people there as well. Does that count twice? I'm having, because both of these things, duration, complacency, profit factor, security for all. Yeah, we're going security for all then, because that means this is up to 9 again. This is 13, this is 10, this is 11. All colonies are now building. An incredible find has been made on Firestone, Lord Captain. A volume of Saint Seppa's lost diary has been found during restoration of his script. According to his record, the member of the Order of the Hammer were able to find a cryptorax containing a relic of Saint Cognatus, the Crucible. Seppa's writing on it is vague. It is called the Sculptor of Transformer, granting life and grace. The explorators have sent a delegation claiming the treasure. The heated dispute has been going on many days. What is the meaning of the dispute? The Tech Prince claimed that the privilege of the Adeptus Mechanicus oblige the Order of the Hammer to hand any sacred archaeotech over to them. Allegedly, the Crucible should be considered not as a personal belonging to the saint, but rather as a temporary possession entrusted to his care. The Order of the Hammer reject this thesis, insisting that the right to care for these sacred objects belong to the ecclesiarchy cult, and since Cognatus was canonized, then the Crucible should be regarded as a blessed relic, not an archaeotech. How fierce is the deliberation? Quite. The discussion has been happening now for more than 8 cycles without interruption. Both sides have provided more than 100 legal experts and have put forward around 4,000 theses, argument, testimonies, and the Special Administrator Commission, comprised of 200 armed clerks, have a right to pass a verdict and enforce the law. This is probably the largest religious dispute in the Expanse history. Prelate Nigmus does not seem to be keen on fighting. It seems that he is subtly preparing the order for the loss of this dispute, and is trying to avoid an uproar in the priesthood. Okay. So, if the explorators can prove that the Crucible is archaeotech, making it another relic, then it can be theirs to curate. Logic. Oh, we don't really have Litany of Collection. Torpedoes plus critical hit. Okay. The Order of Hammer should make a list of the documents in miraculous connection to the Crucible to defend their case. Grant 20 plus raw. The wearer's lore divided by 10 percentage armor, deal Imperium critical damage. They can reroll fails once per test. If they want to, then they should agree to alternative service of it. Okay. What say my companions? It's likely that the research contained in the ancient treaties and archival repositories of the Adeptus Mechanicus will prove factual information on similar precedents. I can spare some of my computing power to find such a case and provide my brothers and sisters with the information that is necessary to win this dispute. I believe that the Chronicles of the Anomalia Conclave describes mythical miracles witnessed by zealots while praying at an ancient banner of Saint Caspius. Should the Crucible perform a similar miracle, then no doubt will remain that it is indeed a holy relic and not the property of Adeptus Mechanicus. Shireen, do you know the best motivation to make your enemies rip from the compromise? The danger of losing any sort of benefit, it is within our power to take the crucible ourselves, using the privilege of your warrant, if you so desire. Why do you not imply such a possibility to the other parties involved? Cog and hammer. Hammer on the cog. Medkits heal rogue traders, iconoclast rank, more wounds. By humbling the monks and tech priests, the rogue trader has gained reputation of a great mediator. Cassia, you have brought up an interesting idea. Convince the miracle. Pascal, find the president. Tecliphany. Yeah, we're going that route. Jay is just like, yeah, let's take it for ourselves. If they're not happy, I'm taking the toy away from them. Yes. Make it clear for those involved. They will need to come. If they do not come to a consensus, then I will take the crucible for myself. Let's see how long it takes for them to come to a consensus now. As soon as the news of the rogue traders' Bellicon stance on the crucible reaches the ears of the disputing sides, they unanimously decide to start looking for a compromise. It only took them several cycles to reach an agreement, their collective maintenance of the crucible. In the process of forming their alliance, the monks and the tech prince has discovered a surprising similarity between them. Both of them hold strong convictions and devotions to the relic, and thus both sides found the strength to see one another a true like-minded supporter, not a mere reluctant allies. Researching into the crucible has identified it as a device from the for surface terraforming, fueled by the geothermal energy of a planet. It could turn a wasteland into a blooming garden. However, a way to launch it has not yet been found. Prow shield. Over righteousness. Crucible. Okay. Hospitals. Imperial Navy. +1 to security for all involved. We're going that one. So, oh yeah. Well, Captain, I bring you new information about the Xenos device that you discovered during your time. Away. Ever since your return, the tech priests have been making every effort to comprehend the nature of this mysterious technology. And they have succeeded to the extent, after many rituals and pleas to the machine god, they awakened the Xeno artifact, but for a moment it produced a holographic copy of the planet and coordinates that matched the location in the Langrens belt. Perhaps you will wish to see it with your own eyes what this destination holds. Langrens belt. Come back. Sotos, Forgotten, Twins, Nameless. Langrens belt, okay. Unforeseen event visit. So we actually have a thing here. If memory serves me right, we actually have a traitor. Yeah, we have a traitor fleet here. Enemies of humanity. Yeah, that's a traitor fleet. According to the ancient chronicle on map handed to you by the pilgrim, this icy planet used to be a prosperous imperial colony. However, a sharp change in its trajectory brought upon by the warp anomaly ranging in the system caused the world to distance itself from the local star, and in less than a decade the planet's surface was completely encased in ice, sealing a wealth of machines and artifacts on the Imperium's inside of a glacier tomb. Use the augurs to scan the planet. Magnus made logical statements, unverified information received. Scan the planet using the augmented augur components received from the nameless individual is like to prove false. However, the factual evidence pointing to authentication of the ancient document allows one to assume the rogue traders' augurs are not powerful enough to perform the more thorough scan of one frozen planet. Leave. Okay. We don't have any augurs or anything like that. Not everyone has spots. We're going to save. And let us start fighting. I want to see how it goes against the fight against these. A wave of angry whispers passes through his arch, and he turn the weapon and prepare. Avoid and flee. Death to the heretics. The glory for the Emperor. Yes. Let us beat some damn crazy people. It's really like, I don't know what it is, but it's loading really slowly today. Like, maybe it's just me or it's something else, but I feel like
to earn your keep, crew. Helmsman, take us in. With the force of a supernova. Fire at will! Torpedoes away!
Yeah, we should have done vulnerability scans before if we wanted to do that. Infidel, murder class. The murder class is the thing that actually worries me. We actually have our own fleet now, so We're going to unleash everything we have on it in the front, because that means we actually
With the force of a supernova.
can take a bit of health off it, if that makes sense. We have the reload thing.
All hands prepare for acceleration. Macro cannons, open fire.
Okay.
Coordinates set.
Okay. And we reload.
Let
And
them
we shoot.
taste our fury. Let the void sort them out.
Pump that out.
Helmsman, take us in.
And we go bye-bye. We have 100 shielding everywhere except the front. Okay, great. Oh, we should have shot
Fire
that
at
at...
will.
We should have shot that at that one. But hey, that's life. Why did you shoot on that one? The one you had up there. Oh yeah, yeah, wrong side, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, ooh, I was going to get angry. Psychis, Magnus. Okay, taking a few hits in the rear. Fighters, okay. We are going that. Can't hit anything from where I am. Yeah.
Engage the engines. With the force of a supernova.
Okay. And then
Fire at will. Helmsman, take us in. Keep up the pressure.
okay. We took out the big ship, hoping that our little guy survives. It's getting hunted by two small ones, so it could go badly for it. But it does, at the same time, it needs to be hit by pretty much a major. Oh, that's a lot of torpedoes, though. But he's taking care of them. He's taking care of a fair few. All of them is really fucked up in the direction. There's only one Infidel class raider left. Okay, so it didn't take out anything there.
Macro cannons, open fire! Lance batteries, volley!
Okay, What happens if we move 2 slots that way? That's in range now. We don't have range for that. Still a cooldown on it. Okay, fair enough. Okay. Okay, that's not good. That's not good at all. Oh, it's getting taken down. Yeah.
Coordinates set. With the force of a supernova.
One turn.
Torpedoes away!
Corrupted Malta torpedoes. Okay, yeah.
Helmsman, take us in. Fire at will. With the force of a supernova!
Wait, I can do that, right? Yeah, I can. I forgot about that. What that scares me with that thing is the fact that it doesn't have any...
Make every shot count.
Okay.
The void may be harsh.
We got
but
ourselves 11 speed with strong acceleration and braking, so it's just so downward than what we have, and just some scrap and stuff like that. Okay, great, great. Repair a ship, then have a look at the upgrades we can get. Running silent when approaching an enemy flagship. The flagship shuts down with non-essential system and starts to drift unnoticed past enemy. As response in most encounters, larger enemy vessels, frigates, and larger are surprised and act later. Improved RAM, not really care about that. Shield pulse. Steady hand. When using post abilities, there is cooldown will be less. I think we're going with... Go with that. And that. Or we could go repair. Honestly, that might actually be good as well. Repair means that we spend less scrap on stuff, so we're going with that, honestly. Shipping forces noted officers about strange insect creatures appearing on the astropathic chamber deck. The entity was destroyed, but the incident was recalled a few days later when the astropath lost his mind, shrieking on and splitting head. The psyker perished shortly after, and the autopsy revealed the presence of countless bloated larvae consuming his brain. The corpse and the insects were safely disposed of. We have harvested most of the resources in the system, right? I think so, right? Fireflog nest. Yeah. Promethium and plasteel as well. Don't have that plasteel. Don't mind if I do. We have the thing that we struggled with. We struggled with that space encounter, and we also struggled with another space encounter. We have an unidentified beacon here. Having already studied the surface of this planet before, the augurs detect suspicions zone with unidentified object in the center. It must have been hidden previously by some force field and now for some reason inactive. Having already studied the surface of the planet before, the augurs detect suspicious zone, an unidentified object in the center. It must have been hidden previously by a force field. Okay, I don't know what that was. Immediately after the ship approaches close enough, the planetary, a strange artifact of homunculus laboratory activates, trying to receive the incoming signal from the surface. The black faces of the prism have started to emit a pulsating lilac light. The augur team report the source of the signal is a small beacon which cannot be studied from orbit. A group of living organisms is detected around the beacon. Xeno artifact does not belong to the rogue traders' voyager, but order the device to scour and send in a scout team to the source of the signal. A distinguished sight unfolds before the scouts. A sinister high fence enclosure, hideous mutant call, wither, hundred of ugly beasts, their shapes vaguely reminiscent of humans, squirm on several pairs of deformed arms and legs, incapable of attacking or doing much of anything else beyond crawling in the dirt. The creatures are riven with endless pain, which seems to feed the Drukhari beacon. At the very center, a pulsating lilac flows from the beacon. Order the team to activate the beacon. The activated beacon on the planet emits a thin lilac beam, sending out a signal which is promptly accepted by the artifact on board. The prism unfolds into many small petals and show holographic images of certain planets of the corresponding coordinates. Give the scout team the order to return to the ship, leaving the enclosure and the beacon alone. Order the scouts to bring the beacon. All traces of the to the ship. Yeah. In response, the beacon attempt to remove the collar and chains binding the mutants together suddenly activate, emitting a series of destructive impulses that slowly inflate and explode the beasts one after another in a nightmarish agony. Writhing and shrieking from unbearable pain, the homunculus victims are finally granted their death after a long-awaited freedom. I think we've been here, but why isn't that grayed out? Is my first question.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
Centuries of service and practice.
It gets absolutely nothing, just a loading screen. Great. Why isn't it grayed out though? That's the thing that actually bothers me the most. Okay. So now if we look at this. We've been doing 2 hours-ish. Abandoned planet, Ice World. So we actually have ancient bunker. We explored the ancient bunker. Unforeseen event, jungle planet. Unidentified ruin. We already been there as well. Provisions, profit. Much. Don't really want to use that. 5 for, yeah. 12 plasteel for chemicals. Nope. Nope. Adamantium chemical and promethium for people. Don't mind if I do. No, it was the other way around. Me being stupid. The expense is that. Okay, yeah, I'm being stupid. No. Let's visit this abandoned palace. I think we have explored this, but I don't know. This is the problem. We have already explored everything in the first phase. This might be a new place. I have no memory of this at all. Yeah, we haven't been here. Decree of government will info. Decree of, by the grace of the God Emperor Maghan, we Jag Nigel von Powen, for the good of our world and the deliverance of our people from the wrath of the heavens and the fury of distant star, hereby command to provide the needs of the governor's office, no fewer than 20 faithful young men and maidens picked in accordance with our instructions, each 7th rotation around the heavenly body, robust and firm in spirit, voluptuous in shape and similar height and stature, dainty and beautiful, fair hair with eyes the color of mid-sky, so shall it be. Okay, that was probably one of the weirdest reads. Bonebreaker Maul. One-handed. When hit an enemy with a Bonebreaker Maul, the target must pass a toughness resistance with a -10 or fall prone and gain random traumas. That has to be some of the most Ancient Servitor. Ancient. We might be fighting servitors. Combat servitors. Okay.
Is there money to be made?
Whenever parries an attack, they immediately strike back at the attacker. If this attack deals damage, the wearer performs kick to push the enemy away. Whenever the wearer deals damage with any heavy weapon to an enemy, that enemy suffers 1+ perplexed. If the target has 3 or more stacks of perplexed, they are already on the target. The wearer inflicts staggering. Whenever the wielder performs some heroic act or a desperation, they gain +2 AP, +2 movement, and +2 toughness temporary wounds.
The machine god grants the insight.
Another Bonebreaker Maul. Okay.
I always keep my options open.
We had goods there as well.
My warp sight reveals something.
Hunt brothers, take heed.
Okay, I cannot go on like this, Helena. What? I cannot go on like this, Helena. I cannot. I served my master loyally, as did my father and his father before that. But this cannot continue. No, I'm tired. To bury the corpses of murderers and traitors to the Imperium in the noble thing to do. But now I must conceal the deaths of the innocent young men and women. They almost children. Cursed be the day when the governor became the ruler of this world. I will break the vicious cycle. This I promise. Tonight I will flee this state together, and together we will journey to the Star Speaker, and they will warn the servants of the God Emperor about the heresy lurking in the walls. They will return to us. They will save us. Just wait for me. Helena, just wait until I return.
I always have
Is
a
it
backup
warranted
plan.
or a trap?
The servitors mechanisms are all obsolete and the organic parts have been replaced with improperly sized counterparts.
Let us not dawdle.
I don't want to be left too much out.
This Explorator is blessed with multifunctionality. Operation successful.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Lushly dressed, vaguely human-like carcass reclines back into a massive calyx oak armchair. Calloused brownish blue patches covered the dead flesh, overlapping the other like a snake. The hands clawed or exposed bone, cradling a generous bloated face. And when the creature's chest remains motionless and its eyes stays tightly closed, and yet the muscles on the distorted face twitch ever so briskly when you approach. Well, Cassia covers her mouth with both her hands and trying to speak quietly as her body is shaking. The navigators opens his eye, brimming with terror. I want to leave this place right now. Agatha draws her weapon. Look at you, and cocks a questioning eyebrow. Who are you? Speak. Creature's eyelid fluttered open, searing out with an unnatural glow. Its yellow pupil, disfigured lips twist, stretching the similar wider until the thin skin bursts with a sharp snap, revealing a row of pointed teeth. A twisted guttural voice bursts from the creature's throat and then roars with laughter. God Emperor, hear your daughter's pleas. May you guide my hands such that the heresy no longer defiles the ground upon which your servants tread. Sharp shackles spreads with dense skin, shoots the creature's flesh, explodes, reducing the ugly carcass to a bloody pulp. The mutilated face completely stripped of skin and even bones, grinning at you with demented smile of a severed jaw. Do not think me a coward, Lord Captain, but I would prefer to leave this place as soon as we can. Who knows how many more creatures lurk in this place's depths. The creature's flesh starts swiftly regenerating before your very eyes. Within seconds, the bone are once again fused together. The vessel, internals, organs, and nervous system grows back. The splatter of blood flows back towards the carcass, being absorbed through the exposed tissue. Rapidly recovering scale-marked skin, the same creature standing before you moments later, but this time the yellow eyes burn with anger. Do not like playing with food. The creature angrily shakes its chin in an effort to remember human speech, its jowl melding into its shoulder and faintly glowing rib cage with particular accessory shaped like a scarab and covered in luminous vermilion glyphs. They painfully lodged itself into the flesh of the creature, something that undoubtedly used to be a man. You should have heard of the Xenos artifact from the distant Halo stars, discovered by humanity millennia ago. The artifact belonged to a race of more ancient than the most venerable among the Eldari. The artifact's most impure, fatally dangerous, forbidden in the Imperium, and the threat of the cruelest torture, and yet capable of granting darkest human's desire. the means of cheating death to embrace eternal life. The God Monster. Finally taste the savor of flesh again. Oh fuck.
Your arrogance will be your downfall.
Oh my fucking god. That guy has 1500 health. Okay.
Explorers know one route
It's over.
forward.
No, 1500, not 9000. 1500. But yes. Hello, Tilky. How are you? Oh fuck, that literally scared the living shit out of me.
The scriptural probability. Computation fails.
Is that all you've got?
Faith without deeds is worthless. The enemies of the Emperor will be undone. Doubt is for the weak.
He's taking barely any damage. He's taking fucking barely any damage. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign at all. Okay, fire actually is working on him.
It's as good as done.
Fire's actually dealing some damage to him. That's great to see.
I'll make it up.
But it's 1500 health as well, so it's going to take a bit. Even with sniper rifle,
I refuse.
I don't think it's going to go that good for us. This might be a rough one.
Skytia, my Karamite hide is strong! The fame-hungry come.
Can we do that? Yes, we can. Okay, great.
I have become the All-Father's worthy instrument!
That might actually be the way we need to go at it. As in, we need to take him down, like knock him down, and beat on him that way. Okay, we're going to pop that. And we're going to go at it with this one. We
At
will.
your back and target well struck. It will be done.
Okay.
Are you a saint or a fool?
Life is a negligible variable.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Okay, we got another knockdown. Voice of command. Albert is yet again being the person who's tanking. Free damage. That's the only damage you're doing.
I refuse. I'll do
Okay.
it. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
Okay, that took down 100 health from him. Not great. I guess we need to start focusing on taking out the ones around so it becomes
Nothing.
a group combat against him, I guess. Okay, we are going to move forward to you.
Fury algorithm.
Hit you over the head. Turn around. Shoot straight there. That means we're taking out another one.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
Okay. Parries. Albert is nasty when it comes to it. We built him full parry, so he actually can keep up and actually deal with a lot of these things. The fact is, he also has a sword, so he can actually deal with that. Okay, toxic damage. No.
As the Emperor commands, I act. Faith without deeds is worthless. I'll do it. Oh, you, my Emperor!
Okay, it wasn't really what I was thinking about because I thought we were going to use the heavy bolter by me being stupid.
As the Emperor commands, it's why I was chosen.
He's down to 1200 now. Okay. How much do you do? You do 2 to 4 damage on him. So I guess we're going to stick with just burning the living shit out of everything, huh? $28 damage.
On it.
17. Pump that.
I'll
Pump
make it
that. Have 2 points left.
I'll see to it personally.
And then you.
I'll make it happen. You should have thought twice before crossing me.
Okay, so he's down to 1200 health now. Okay. This guy is one hell of a tanky son of a gun. Don't really care about that. That one's laying down. Albert is parrying the living shit out of everything.
Our foes reek of cowardice. Cubs play.
Okay, we can't actually get you down. But you do 11 damage at least.
By claw and fang, the foe will be torn asunder.
Let's
None
pop
can
you.
do this better than a warrior of the All-Father. My hand is thunder. My strike is
How are we?
ruin.
We now have bleed. We have burning. We don't have poison on you. But yeah. Okay, you're actually doing a fair bit of damage. So he's vulnerable to psychic damage. Psychic damage, okay.
Victory
Starting
is
with that.
Gray hair, sure hair.
Okay.
Will rule the stars themselves.
Okay.
I will do my duty.
Cassia.
Isn't this a job for... I see you gasping in crimson.
Okay. Get
Doubt
that
is for
one
the
as
weak.
well.
This is why I was chosen.
Get that. Switch to normal bolter and shoot him.
Are you my emperor?
That's the thing. We need to kind of
I will endure.
do as much as possible to just take him out, so to say. For every 10 stacks. Okay,
I am
let's
a
buff
navigator, not a servitor.
him. Okay, miss.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful.
I kind of want to do that, but yeah, fuck it.
Quest approved.
I've been tortured to fight like this.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Ancient Servitor.
One fewer.
First one down.
My ears are ringing.
Okay, he is moving away now. He is just moving away. Parry. Okay, they're going after Cassia. That's not good.
Dare you?
Okay. What can we do? We need to take out... Okay, so I guess we're doing this. And we're taking out you. We need to
I'll
take
do
out
it.
you because you're just being annoying.
As the emperor commands, I act.
Okay, great.
I'll do it. None can escape the emperor's judgment.
Okay, great.
I don't need luck. I have strategy. On it.
Did the All-Father take your sight or your mind?
But I was still keep doing.
It's as good as done.
Okay.
not become prey.
You are going to
Wolves reign.
clear Cassia there, yeah. Great.
So it shall be. Feel the icy bite of death.
Okay. Pop parry. Pop increase health. And you're going to go at it. Yes, you have been doing. Slowly but surely. He's inside the wall. And pop you there. Oh, father. Kick him. He just goes back up again. Okay.
So shall it be. See how I have become the Allfather's worthy instrument! So it shall be. The wolf is on the hunt. My hand is thunder!
Okay.
My strike is ruin!
Ulfar, he's down to 1100. We need... What buffs do we actually have? Debuffs does he actually have? Corrupt Noble, he has Bleeding, Perplexed, Disturbed, Machine, all weapons gain additional effect, Inspiring Trophy. Okay, yeah.
That is foolishness, if I may.
Okay. One bolter shot miss. Okay, I can't use it because I'm now in melee. Okay. Uh, 16 damage.
Faith without
11 damage.
Doubt is for the weak. For you, my
10
emperor.
damage.
I'll make it happen. I'm ready for whatever comes.
29.
I'll see to it personally. Who if not me? It's as good as done. My gut tells me it's a bad idea.
Okay.
Wolves reign! None can do.
Pop parry. Pop down. Okay.
No! These ruby flashes are choking me.
1100. 11 fucking hundred health.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
See, I have become the All-Father's worthy instrument! Cubs, feel the icy bite of death!
My vow is to serve. Request approved. I venerate you, machine spirit.
Okay.
Exemplary strike.
Parry, parry.
I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act. Faith without deed. I'll do it. Doubt is for the
Reload.
weak.
I'll make it happen.
Armor penetration
I'll see
seems
to
to
it
be the thing
personally.
that is the most efficient against him.
On it. It's as good as done.
Almost. Okay, fuck.
I'll see to it personally. I'll make it happen.
Overrexed. This character cannot be targeted.
Accept your lot. The best defense is a good offense.
Okay.
So shall it be. Wolves reign!
Pop that.
So it shall.
What is it going on with this guy?
Cubs play. My hand is thunder! My strike is ruin!
Pop that for you, the first thing, and then.
I will do my duty.
How many turns has been combat? Oh, it's only 6. It feels like a lot more. Because it's a really difficult one, I guess.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Everything is hinting on that this guy is actually a demon. That's what everything is hinting on, honestly.
Denied. The Omnissiah combat is an equation. Your life is a negligible variable.
Oh no.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
16 crit.
As the Emperor commands.
Who if not me? I won't stand for it.
You're not burning anymore. We need to solve that.
It's better to hunt alone than with you!
Yeah, I get that.
I took care of this one. None can do this better than a warrior of the All-Father! So...
At your beck and call. Indeed.
Boom.
I'll show you why navigators are feared.
I'll make it happen.
Yeah.
I'll see to it, but your end was inevitable.
I don't know what that actually grants me, but yeah. Influential servant. Yeah.
I'll make it happen.
Emperor, give me strength.
Okay. You got knocked back. Okay, great.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
I'll do it.
I guess I'm just going to do this because we need to start clearing the room, I guess. 47, 47.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
Or we can just do this.
As the Emperor commands.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable. Running binary code vulnerability analysis successful.
You could do worse, but not by much.
Faith
Pop
without
that.
deeds is worthless. Doubt
Yes, you
is
go
for the
down
weak
first.
eradicated.
And then you.
I'll do it. In thy light I stand, and thy light I crave. As the Emperor commands, this is why I was chosen.
On it.
Okay. Now you got another stack of that. I guess that's good. Critical hit. $93 damage. If we just do
I'll
that.
make it happen. It's as
That.
good as done.
And
I'll
that.
see to it personally.
Wolves. I have become the Allfather's worthy instrument! Ha!
At your beck and call.
Um,
It will be done.
If I may. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Feel the icy bite of death!
okay.
Wolves rip.
He's down under 1100 for the first time.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? You don't frighten me.
That was the first hit throughout the whole thing.
Combat is an equation. Your life is a negligible variable.
When Fenris is in battle, oceans bleed.
1300. What? How is he getting so much health?
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak. This is unacceptable. I'll do it.
That has to be the worst thing I could have done.
As the Emperor commands.
Taking calculated risk is in my second nature.
Okay.
So it shall my hand is thunder! My strike is ruin!
Follow my lead. At your beck and call. Grey hair, sure hair. Victory is imminent.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Okay, so we took a bit off, I guess.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Faith without deeds is worthless. For you, my Emperor! As the Emperor commands, this is why I was chosen.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Martyrdom is a reward.
What does that have? What?
You bite like a paw.
I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak. For you, my emperor. I'll do it. This is why I was chosen.
You never stood a chance.
Okay.
On it. The best defense is a good offense. I'll make it happen.
See ya.
Can we actually kill this guy? He's regenning higher. He's regenning more than we can actually
So shall
hit him
it be.
for. Which is dangerous.
I will do my duty.
We can't throw another weapon on you, can we? That's actually better than what we have as well, so yeah. Bleeding.
I'm not interested.
Okay.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Wolves rip. See ya. None can do better than a warrior of the All-Father.
If I may.
Still doesn't do that much damage though.
My vow is to serve.
Choosing the game. Energy, piercing, bolt, bleeding, slow.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. Faith without deed. Doubt is for the weak.
He is regenning health
As
like
the Emperor
crazy.
commands, I act. I'll do it. For you, my Emperor! I will not. Faith without deed. I am his will made manifest. For you, my Emperor! I'll do it. This is why I was chosen. As the Emperor commands.
It's as good as done. Another enemy down. Who, if not me?
Now it's just beat the living shit out of this guy.
So it shall feel the icy bite of death.
Every little bit of damage counts now.
At your beck and an exemplary strike. Indeed.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Damage is negligible. The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Can't actually hit him in a good way.
As the tactical imperative dictates, I venerate you, machine spirit.
How much health did he regen? Not as much as I feared, so that's good.
I'll do it. This is why I was chosen. As the Emperor commands you, my Emperor. Doubt is for the
Gotta
weak.
love the fact that Agatha's
I'll do it.
bolt rifle or bolt gun has 100% hit.
On it. I won't compromise
I don't
my
know
principles.
how much extra damage this actually does, but
I'll see to it personally.
and I missed. Okay, we're actually starting to do some decent damage.
Victory is imminent. At your beck and call.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Okay, let's
Faith
pop
without
this
deeds
number
is
and
worthless. As
and
the
wildfire
Emperor
as well.
commands, I act. I'll do it.
You're now dealing 60
As the
damage.
Emperor commands. I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Inspire.
Request approved.
Okay, put
Running
that.
binaric override.
And you got stabbed because that. Okay, yeah.
Faith without deed. This is why I was chosen. You, my Emperor.
We can actually get off 3 shots around, 3 single target shots around.
I'll do it. This is why I was chosen.
4 actually.
Doubt is for the weak.
It's as good as done. I'll make it happen. You never stood a chance.
Okay, that was mildly terrifying, honestly. What do you have on you? You have heavy armor proficiency, Fortress World Origin, Tempest Carapace. What was the other thing you had? Sort by newest. What is that? Halo device plus strength. User uses agility instead of intelligence, toughness instead of willpower, and strength instead of fellowship. Immune to injuries and traumas. Region. Whenever the wearer kills an enemy, any damage they deal is increased by 1% until the end of the combat, where their intelligence, willpower, and fellowship is reduced by 1 until the end of combat. Reduced by -1. Oh my god. Also, the wearer can perform both range and melee actions this turn. Every enemy within 1,000 that is smaller than The wearer suffers 1 plus perplexed. Okay, we were stacking perplex damage on him to an insane amount then, I guess. Okay, why isn't that wanting to open? Okay, fair enough.
Keep your wits about you. Is there money to be made?
That was a rough one. That was a rough one.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust. Failure is just a temporary setback.
Okay. Okay. It's almost 8 o'clock. Certain people are still not present. Okay. I want to do this. We're literally going to just jump back in there and see if that actually fixes it, because I want to see what's actually in there. And I want to kind of see if the guy actually regenerates, because it's kind of hinted out that he was immortal. To be fair, we took the Halo device from him, which is the thing that makes him kind of immortal.
Let us not dawdle.
Okay. So this place is cleaned up. Yep.
I always have a backup plan.
I don't know what that is and what it has to do. I genuinely don't know. But it feels like it should be something, but yeah. Okay, we're going to do this. We are going to move to the Kronos Expanse map. We are then going to move to Dragonus system. We're not going to enter Dragonus. So that is something to take into consideration. We need to slowly but surely go through the planets and see what we actually have discovered. So Dragonus is here. Nothing ongoing there, nothing ongoing there. Nothing on. We have an unidentified beacon on that, an arid world. We have not explored any major world there. Gratafal Calamity. Yeah, we might actually be screwed because we can't get any warp power. So we need to do a red jump or something like that and get more warp power, but can't really do anything other than that. So that's actually going to be it for today. We're just going to do this as well. Go over. Okay, we have something. Your lordship, Janus is reporting about a disaster. Ghostly Zenith figures that appear at dusk and go away at dawn. In a ravenous swarm, they attack one agriculture facility each night, freezing everything they touch. They attack the place in the complex closest to the uncontrolled sector on the planet where nature itself has turned against us. Mysterious silver. Whenever the user uses major psychic power to all psychic power damage until the next turn. Okay. What do we know about it? Not much. They're incorporeal and difficult to discern, but they happen to have Eldari features. The spirit draws the warmth out of humans, plants, inanimate objects, but it seems that they do not hunt consciously, but rather they simply do not notice anything in their way. At dawn they dissolve into mist. The wraiths are also differ among themselves. Some are dark as the void, other ones shine like the night sky. What is spawning these wraiths in the corrupted sector? It is likely they gather at its border to break off dawn and whirl into a dance, howling and destroying all living things, then disappearing into 1,000 of fading flashes. The agricultural facilities that happen to be in the way of the dance fall into despair. Something is not right. The wraiths appear on the planet's outskirts and rush towards the heart of contaminated region instead of invading from the within. Furthermore, their difference may suggest that they are two groups of wraiths opposing each other. We will get by with our usual metal, fire and sword. What do you think, my advisors? Dealing with the Xenos, one should be prepared for the manifestation of sort of omnious mysterium. There is a whole cast of specialists among the cold traders who can whisper at Xenos artifact to expel the spirits residing within. Perhaps we should ask them. After some of the events that had taken place on the ship, I got interested in ghosts. While on Footfall, I bought a book, an illegal one, of course, that describes the so-called Ritual of Silence. It is said to be able to pacify violent spirits on the scale of entire worlds, but I cannot vouch for the safety of the ritual. Instead of relying on wicked ways to solve these problems, it would be better to turn to good priests. They are skilled in exercising the ecclesiarchy, exorcist in the ecclesiarchy, who knows how to drive dark spirits away. Spirit rape? What is that? Okay, -1 profit factor. Idra insured encampments with Ritual of Silence. Strange Shard. Warp and Xenos lore. Okay, that could be interesting. Attica in esteemed complacency. Honestly, I think we're going with Idra here. We're going with Idro J, I think. The Xeno Whisperer. Sounds really fun, honestly. It's not a great, whereas non-attack psychic powers cost 1 less AP during the wearer's first turn. Yeah. The best item here, I think, is Idra's item, so I think we're going with that. Security we have a lot more of as well. I hope not begun a serious problem. Let us take our chances. At the appointed time, dozens of psychers around Yenu started a ritual known as the Ritual of Silence. It surprisingly did not cause any sort of catastrophe, visible to the naked eye at least. The invisible force pushed the wraiths away from the man-made structures, stopped their horrifying dance, and shielded the Lord Captain's subject from the rampage of the Xenos. Okay. Dragonus. Charter right. Charter of the minimal right. Okay. Nice. Profit factor. Nice. We're almost up to 100 profit factor. Now it's just the reputation we need to start getting up. Foulstone. What do we have here? Missionaries, security, Crucible, Gracious Priest, 20 plus Iconoclast. That is actually a good point. What do I get there? Excellence. Excellence. Any attack from allies that may hit other allies will be dodged if possible. Any ally's ability that target an ally has a resistance test and will be resisted by allies. Okay. What do you actually have? I can't see what you actually have there. Destroy the weak. Wait. Do I have Master of Command? In the first round of combat, the rogue trader and ally gains 2 additional movement points. Okay. Rogue traders allies need 30 less momentum to activate heroic action. Okay. What's in the middle though? 5. We're almost a zealot. We're a fanatic, but we're not a zealot. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But that is sadly going to be it for me tonight. I want to wish you everyone a good night. And I want to wish everyone a good night. I will be back tomorrow, hopefully, with probably more of this. I don't know, though. Good night, everyone.